Hello, dear friend. In last lecture, we had discussed about the composition and different microflora of the soil. Now, in this lecture, we discuss about the different micro plant and microorganisms animal interaction. Whether they are positive interaction, that means beneficial to the both. Negative interaction means either beneficial for the host or the uh, parasite organism. Uh, Mutual association in which both the organisms will benefit. So in this, we discuss about the what is meant by the microbial interaction. Microorganisms in their environment are rarely found in a pure culture because they live in a mixed population by um, helping with one another. The types of microorganisms growing in the region are characteristics of the natural environment. The microbial ecology is nothing but a study of distribution and environmental relationship of microorganisms with each other and other organisms. So either there's microbial interaction between among the same species or among different species. This association can be helpful for the survival of one or both of the partner, either beneficial or harmful. The relationship between two same or different life forms in the environment is known as microbial association or the interaction. Okay, so in this association, there are three different types of association will be found in the environment. First is beneficial, or we can say it is a positive interaction. The example of beneficial or positive association are symbiosis or mutualism, synergism, and commensalism. So these are the different association are categorized into beneficial or positive association. Second one is harmful or negative association. That is antagonism, competition, and parasitism. Lastly, the indifferent or neutral association. And the example is neutralism. Okay, so let's talk about one by one. So firstly, we'll discuss about the positive association, and the example is symbiosis, and we can say the symbiosis is also called as a mutualism. Here, both the organisms are mutually benefited by this association. The mutualism is one of the form of symbiosis, and the term are often used interchangeably, either symbiosis or mutualism. Mutualism is an example of symbiotic relationship in which each organism benefits from the association. That means they are positive association. It is a close ecological and biological association between two different species in which both the interacting organisms which are involved in the association are benefited from each other. One is helpful for the other, while other is helpful for the uh, first one. In positive association, it is defined as the living together of two or more species of organisms for mutual benefit. So it is called as positive association. This symbiosis again are of two types. Endosymbiosis. In this symbiosis, one organism live inside the another organism. So it is called as endosymbiosis. Another is ectosymbiosis. In this type of symbiosis, one organism living outside of the other. So one by one, we can discuss here the example of endo, and ectosymbiosis. Endosymbiosis is nothing but example of ruminants organism. Here the midgun microflora remain inside the gut of the rumen and carried out their metabolism. While ectosymbiosis is the example of shark fish. Uh, the small fishes are living around the shark fishes when he catch out his uh, growth, and the small pieces are released in the environment. By feeding on them, these small fish can uh, complete their metabolism. So again, there are different types of symbiosis. One is micro symbiosis or association, microorganisms and plant symbiosis, that means micro-plant association, microorganisms and animal symbiosis, microbe-animal symbiosis. So we will discuss on that one. So firstly, the example is micro symbiosis, microbial symbiosis. In this microbial symbiosis, in which two same or different types of microorganisms affecting each other. So here is example of micro interaction is lichen. The lichen are beneficial mutualistic association between fungus and photosynthetic partner algae or blue-green cyanobacteria. So it is nothing but an association between fungus and the algae, where both of the species uh, positively benefits one another. So lichen is a fungus that is mycobiont, non-photosynthetic. So as we have already known, fungus are categorized into it is nothing but a mycology. Again, they are non-photosynthetic, and the alga are phycobiont, that is photosynthetic organism living in a symbiotic relationship. Both are benefited by the living together. So the two types of organisms form a characteristic structure and provide shelter, support, and nutrition to each other. So it is example of alga, nostoc, and fungus are the ascomycetes. Here we can see the alga, they are carried out their photosynthetic process and produce or synthesize carbohydrate and vitamins which are utilized by the fungus, and in the um, return with respect to carbohydrate and vitamins, fungi provides water, minerals and shelter to the alga, and they live together without harming one another mutually. Okay, so it is a micro interaction. Another example is oxidation point. Okay, symbiotic association exists between algae and bacteria, in which algae liberate oxygen during photosynthesis, which is utilized by the bacteria in conversion of degrading complex organic waste material into simple substance like carbon monoxide, uh, nitrogen, hydrogen, and oxygen, etc. The carbon monoxide is released by the action of bacteria. Carbon dioxide released by the action of bacteria is utilized by the photosynthesis by the algae. Here, another example of microbe interaction is the oxidation point. Here, bacteria and alga live together by helping one another. Here, these photosynthetic algae carried out their photosynthesis process and release oxygen, which is utilized by the bacteria for the degradation of organic compounds. In return, they release carbon dioxide and ammonia, which is or nitrogen, which is helpful for the photosynthesis process of algae. So it is example of micro interaction oxidation point. Another example is the Lactobacillus aeruginosa and Streptococcus faecalis. It is again micro interaction. In this, organism can't grow in medium not containing phenylalanine required for the real aeruginosa and folic acid required for the Streptococcus faecalis, but grew well when inoculated with each other in same medium which is not containing phenylalanine and folic acid. So here it is example of micro interaction in which Lactobacillus aeruginosa and Streptococcus faecalis, which can't grow in the medium which is lacking phenylalanine. Lactobacillus aeruginosa required phenylalanine for the growth, while Streptococcus faecalis required folic acid for the growth. But when this mixed culture of these organisms inoculated in the medium, these organisms can grow easily. It is nothing but a effect of the L-arabinose synthesis by the uh, sorry lactobacillus aeruginosa synthesize folic acid, which is utilized by the streptococcus. That means folic acid is a waste product of metabolism of lactobacillus aeruginosa, which is utilized by the streptococcus faecalis. In return, it is synthesized phenylalanine, which is used by the lactobacillus aeruginosa. So it is nothing but a micro interaction. So second type of symbiotic association is nothing but a micro plant symbiosis. Here the example of rhizobium symbiosis. Atmospheric free nitrogen is unusable by the most living organisms. Certain soil bacteria of genus Rhizobium has ability to convert nitrogen to biologically useful ammonia after becoming established inside root nodule of the legume. So it is nothing we'll talk about the microplant symbiosis, and an example is Rhizobium symbiosis. Within the nodules, nitrogen is fixed by the bacteria and the amino produced absorbed by the plant in order to express rhizobium required a plant host. It is nothing but a association between root nodules formed by the rhizobium and the roots of the plant. So it is carried out by the synthesis of nitrogen fixation. Rhizobium fixes nitrogen in a reaction H3 plus H plus it produces ammonia which formed using the enzyme nitrogenase. It is an enzyme useful for the conversion of the unusable nitrogen to nitrogen. By using um, ammonia formed by rhizobium, plant manufacture amino acids, proteins, nucleic acid, and in return supplies nutrients in the form of carbohydrate, proteins, and sufficient oxygen for the growth of bacteria. Second example of this microplant association is mycorrhizal symbiosis. Certain fungi called mycorrhiza are involved in mutualism with plants. Mycorrhiza is a symbiotic association between the roots of higher plants and the fungi. The fungi commonly occur only in the association with plant roots. The fungi provide increased absorption area for the roots so that greater quantities of water and nutrient can be taken up. In return, the plant provides the fungi with organic nutrient. Many trees, including the conifers, are able to live in poor soil only because they have extensive mycorrhizal roots. So it is nothing but a microplant association. And the third one is microbe animal symbiosis. Here is an example of ruminant animal. That means example of is cow, sheep, and goats primarily feed on grasses and other cellulosic materials. Mammals depend upon microbes present in the digestive tract as mammals are unable to produce cellulose, enzymes capable of degrading cellulose. As we know, ruminants are normally feed on the um, cellulose rich material but unable to digest that cellulose without the help of digestive different microorganisms which are present in the digestive tract of these ruminants. When a cow eats grass, it grinds and mixes with saliva and swallows it. This material passes into the rumen where it is attacked by the microorganisms and break down the cellulose and other carbohydrates and proteins, resulting in the formation of final end product of simple fatty acids and gases. The host animal is directly benefited while microbial population in the rumen is steadily provided with the nutrient and their population is stably maintained. Okay, so it is nothing but a microbe animal interaction, and it is positive association where no one of the organism is not harmed. Okay, and both the organisms getting